What is up, guys? Welcome to Vintage Genetics, where it is all about classic bodybuilding. Today will be a good day because it's a leg day. Let me show you what that looks like. So I actually weighed in this morning at finally a higher weight of 128.8 kilograms. LBS right here. So that means that after, I think, 2.5 weeks, I finally cracked the 127 mark and went even above the 128 mark. And probably tomorrow I'll weigh less. But it's always nice to reach a new high in the off season when conditioning is still great. And it's even better that I weigh heavier now to prepare myself for a heavy leg day. Anyway, before starting this workout and day in general, I need to have some food in me, so let me show you the breakfast. If you are wondering what is that on the background, it's little Lara. So this is the breakfast right here. 155 grams of cream of rice, 30 grams of dark chocolate, and on top will go the protein components, designer whey. Trust me guys, this flavor is absolutely delicious. Dark cookies and cream. And no matter how deep in the off-season I get, I will always add this delicious fruit, frozen or fresh, blackberries, blueberries, raspberries. Beer. Final result. Now, the most difficult thing in the off season is eating the meal and actually have an appetite for it. Now, this does look more appetizing than your regular oatmeal or cream of rice, right? Yeah, to me, getting the breakfast in is quite important because it contains over 1,000 calories, and you know, pretty much every meal does, but post-workout meal contains even more, and the rest of the meal is probably around 800 or 900 calories, so to total it up around a thick 6,000 calories, of which I'll do a full day of eating. Oh, it was out of focus quite soon, but yeah, let's devour this, and after this, go to the gym. Yeah, I'm only not even 9 months old and I'm already standing. No problem. Alrighty guys, we are at the gym. First, I will take my pre-workout, then take a few pictures for the website, because that's also part of the job, and then train legs. So, I've been trying out this one, ESN Crank Pump Pro. Of course, the pump is something we want to achieve. So, this scoop size is 30 grams, and the flavor of this is cherry, which is unbelievably good. I put this in here until we hit 30. Boom, just like that. That one was delicious, and don't forget, you can always use my code Wesley for a discount. You support yourself and me at the same time. A win-win situation. Alright, now it's time to take some pictures for the Vintage Genetics website, but very soon a lot of custom items are coming your way. Let me actually show you some that are here right now. So, these are the classics. You've seen them before, but this time they are fully custom. They're all going to be one single line. So these are the most popular Vintage Genetics items, but this time I made sure the fit, the sizes, the materials, and pretty much the consistency throughout these shirts and items will be top notch. Alright guys, it's time to start and kick off this leg workout with the calves. This right here is a new ATX leg press, hack squat, calf press combination. And all of them are awesome. I already did the leg press in another workout. The calf press is awesome, and I'm going to try the hack squat this workout, so very exciting. Anyway, let's get started on the calves. Would you just look at this beautiful thick stack of weights? Doesn't this look incredibly heavy? Yes, it is. Let's do this as working set number 1. Alright, so this is the first working set, and most importantly during any sort of calf raise is the stretch. Your calves are least used to the stretch, and on top of that, every muscle pretty much in the body responds better to muscle growth under stretch. So that's what you gotta focus on. So I'm going nice and heavy, but being sure I'm able to hit 10 or more reps here to hit the appropriate volume for that muscle to get a good pump. So here from a different angle, I want to stress how important using heavy weights is and getting to a very good stretch for big calves. My calves used to be a lot bigger, actually, but I thought, just like Dorian Yates, well, I'm just not going to train them anymore after a while, they're just going to stay there. For some people this may be true, but for me it wasn't. So now I gotta get back to bringing them to their old prime size. So full stretch, contraction, yes, try to get it, but not as important. And at the same time, get a lot of volume in there as well. Woo! Whoa. If you thought we were done, no. We now gotta go upstairs and go for the seated calf raise. Because, as I said, volume is what matters here. So we're gonna crush 3 more sets here as well. And yeah, go as heavy as possible, stay above the 10 rep range, and go crush the calves. So the seated calf raise indeed works another part of the calves. So you want to always combine a stiff leg or a straight legged calf press or raise and a seated one, so that you build the most complete calf muscles you can. And on top of that, this will create an even better pump, even more lactic acid, and thus more calf growth. Oh. Whoa, that's a lot of lactic acid, guys. A lot of lactic acid in the calf, so walking it off, as I always do, walking in between sets. I just put a timer of 2 minutes. So I keep walking, literally in circles, until 2 minutes are over, and then go straight back to the machine. And of course, the first true upper leg movement is the laying leg curl. I love this movement because, as you can see, it allows for a full stretch of the hamstrings and a full contraction as well. Yes, my glutes and lower back are a little bit involved, but it allows you to use more weight for the hamstrings, put more tension on the hamstrings, and with minimal amount of fatigue added to the lower back or the glutes anyway. Those are 4 work sets done. Really got a good pump there, good squeeze, good contraction feeling, so very good. And now it's time for the compound movement. It's going to be the hack squat, so very exciting about this, because this is the first time I'm trying out this one. We got rid of the old one, which was good, but wasn't perfect, and it kind of felt risky because the bottom was really secured as strongly as I would want. So whenever I did very heavy weights, I know it would kind of in the back of my mind be like, if this goes wrong, my career is over. So with this one, that truly is out of the way. And what I'm wearing right now also is knee sleeves. And weightlifting shoes. Anyway, let's go. So this is just a warm-up set. I always like to do a complete light warm-up for any compound movements that I'll be doing heavily, because then I can figure out, okay, does my knee hurts? Is the range of motion good? Am I able to go past parallel even without any weight? Because if you can't, you gotta adjust the way that you're positioned. For example, put your feet up higher or wider or anything else to ensure you're hitting full depth, because you don't want to hit full depth or incomplete depth on your working sets, because that way you won't be building the maximum amount of muscle. So the nice thing about this ATX machine is that it actually has a built-in way to attach the resistance band. And in the previous hack squat, the friction, it actually would thin out and pretty much break randomly, and now it won't. As you can see, perfectly attached, and this actually takes pressure off the knees, off the lower back, which is exactly what I personally need. Okay, so this is the first working set. Not heavy at all, but it doesn't need to be heavy, because this one is very heavy, this machine itself. It feels incredibly difficult to move this weight, and I've been doing a lot more plates on different hack squats, so that is not the issue, the strength, but the issue is that simply this machine is incredibly heavy to push. Man, of course, the battery died there, but 11 reps. The weight isn't much, but I thought the previous hack squat was heavy. This one is almost twice as heavy if we look at the weights. Anyway, 3 more sets of this, and then next movement. So, if you look closely, you can see that I'm going all the way down as far as I can possibly go, my calf touching my hamstrings, and I literally can't go deeper than this. And in the past, that was my biggest mistake. I used to lift heavy, that's good, but not with complete range of motion, at least not going all the way down. And therefore my legs, and particularly the quads and the glutes, have lacked in size before, because I didn't use a full range of motion in the stretch. And for a tall bodybuilder like me, having a leg mass is of the utmost importance. So make sure, regardless of your height, to always go all the way down, feel the stretch and the burn before going all the way up. Alright guys, I just finished those hack squats. Horrible 4 sets, but those are the sets I can count. And now it's time for the split squat in the shift machine for the glutes. Let's do this. Continuing with the theme of heavy lifts that don't require a lot of weight, you should try out this one. The Smith Machine Bulgarian Split Squat, specifically focusing on the glutes. How am I focusing on the glutes? By putting my foot a bit more forward and putting it in line with my hips rather than outwards or inwards, for example. That really feels amazing for the glutes. And what you also want to do is not go as far down as you possibly can, because then you will involve the quads too much. And in my opinion, yes, you can always involve everything with every single movement, but if you want to specifically target one weak part of your legs, which for me is the glutes, then use an exercise like this. And also just make sure you don't involve any other muscles, because we just trained the quads and we don't want that to be the weak point of this movement. Now here from another angle, you can see that I'm trying to stand pretty much forward, but I could be standing a bit more forward even to target the glutes even more. But still, I'm going down the upper leg just about parallel with the floor and then going back up. So what you really want to do in your mind is feel those glutes contract the moment you push up and don't think about anything else in the legs, that truly helps target specifically the glutes and leave out at least most of the effort from the other parts of your leg. Alright guys, just finishing off this workout with 3 working sets of leg extensions. All 3 will be the same, just kind of quick reps, go to failure, works best for me. And after that, we're gonna have the beautiful post-workout meal. So the leg extension, do not skip this one guys. Some people like to do it at the beginning of the workout. I like to finish off the legs with it because I want to preserve all my quad strength for the compounds before doing this isolation movement. But the reason why you shouldn't skip it is because this is the only movement where when your legs are straight, most of the tension is on the quads. I like to do 3 to 4 sets of this, get a very nice pump in there, a good contraction, good stretch, all the good stuff to make sure the quads grow to the max.
Foundation of the editing, and this really is traceable to secular discussion about our understanding about civilization, about people, about how we treat each other.
And this is the famous, of course, cream of rice post-workout meal. So we have 185 cream of rice, 150 grams of berries, frozen berries, 30 grams of dark 80% chocolate, and right here is the whey frosting on top. As you saw, it's Designer Whey by ESN and Final Protein by Vayu. Once again, down below you can find a code to try this stuff out for a discount and to support me at the same time. Anyway, let's enjoy. Here we are guys, a couple of days later, or actually more than a week already, and my coach a couple of days ago asked me just to be sure which competitions I was going to do. We already talked about it before, but you know, it was a long time ago, a couple of months ago, so now that things are getting closer, he just asked me, okay, what shows are you going to do? I was like, oh, I still have like a month or 1.5 months left in this off season, and we're going to start the prep. However, I looked up the first show that I planned on doing, and it was only 18 more weeks left. And that was very surprising because the moment, you know, that you break the 20-week mark before a show, it's pretty much when you gotta stop the off season, go back to a maintenance, or even start cutting already, depending on how far you let yourself go in the off season, body fat wise. So I was like, okay, 18 weeks. And I told my coach, Stefan Kienzel, by the way, that I kind of want to get started right away, or at least very soon. One big benefit though is that I remained way leaner compared to my previous off season. I noticed that most of the blurriness about my physique right now is not due to fat, but it's mostly actually water, which will remove itself quite easily once I drop the carbs, and I already start dropping them. So for example, today every rice meal will be 100 grams instead of 120 grams. No more oil added. The breakfast has 20 grams less of cream of rice. The post-workout meal has 40 grams less. And I simply am not eating anything off plan anymore, which I guess on average means close to 750, maybe even 1,000 calories less each and every single day. I'm also tracking my steps even more, so if I'm honest, I want to always reach 10,000 steps, but sometimes in the evening when I reach like 9,000, I'm like, that's fine. I'm not going to go outside anymore to walk. As long as I hit close to 10K, I was happy. But now that I'm in the contest prep, it's like a switch turns on and you're like 10,000 steps, another step less. More, of course, but less? No way. So when I see now in the evening that I still have some steps to go, I'll simply take them with Bobby the dog, or I'll take some extra steps during the workout, which I like to do. So yes, guys, I'm excited. I'm also feeling a bit more pressure. I'm now number 8 in the world, and there's actually a lot of good European classic physique guys also, which I'm very happy about, but also it's at the same time not an easy continent anymore for me to compete. Because if I'm honest, like 1 or 2 years ago, I was like, it doesn't really matter which European show I do. If it's a slightly smaller one, I'll probably win anyway to secure my Olympia qualification. But now things are different. I will be doing multiple bigger shows in Europe for sure, also outside of Europe. So expect to see a lot of footage here about that. But yeah, this is pretty much the all or nothing year. I proved that I'm better than the top 10. And now it's time for me to prove that I'm better than number 8 as well, which is, of course, ultimately my goal. Anyway, thank you guys for the amazing, incredible support. And let me know down below what you want to see. I keep asking this because I want to know, if you look at this channel at the beginning, I used to only show workout footage, here and there something different. But every time I notice that the people watching the channel, their opinion of what they want to see changes, because there's a lot of other people filming as well. So just let me know. And once again, thanks for the incredible support, and don't forget to stay golden.